Dating app fatigue. It's real, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure I've swiped left on, like, everyone in a 5-mile radius by now.
Right, and then there's all the new dating terms.
Oh, don't even get me started. Riz, orbiting, like, what is going on?
Feels like every time you log on, there's a whole new dictionary to learn.
Exactly. So, to decode this whole new world of dating, we're taking a deep dive into some Gen Z wisdom.
Should be interesting.
We found this Vice EE article, Brutal Dating Advice for Millennials, from Gen Z, and spoiler alert, they do not hold back.
The kids didn't sugarcoat it. Refreshing, though.
Not at all. Like, remember when meeting someone at a pottery class was like the thing to do?
Right, everyone's suggesting pottery classes.
Well, Gen Z says ditch the pottery wheel and head to the smoking area.
Yeah. This was interesting. Aliona, one of the Gen Zers interviewed in the article, she swears by it.
Really?
Yeah, she says it's all about, like, genuine interaction, no filters, no curated profiles.
So it's like the anti-dating app,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And she actually met her current partner at, you guessed it, a smoking area.
Wow, okay. That's definitely a new one. But does it really work for everyone, you think? I mean, I don't even know the last time I, hung out in a smoking area.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely highlights this shift towards more organic connection.
For sure.
But it also shows, like, how different the generations approach dating.
Totally. Okay, so smoking areas, maybe not for everyone, but how about this? Iris, another Gen Zer from the article, met her boyfriend at a roller disco.
How cute is that?
Like, it's giving very 90s rom-com vibes.
Right. And she even suggests just channeling your inner Carrie Bradshaw. Grab a martini at a bar, solo. Apparently, confidence is attractive.
Always. Okay, love these ideas, but let's get real for a sec. What happens when you are in a relationship, but like your partner's views are, well, let's just say a little outdated?
Oh, you're talking about the whole red pilled thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
And the article dives right in. Like, what do you even do if your partner is like deep down that rabbit hole?
Yeah, it's tricky territory.
And they got opinions from like everyone.
They really do. You've got Eliona, who's actually been there herself. She had a red-pilled ex, and she says, just cut your losses, move on.
Yeah, you can't change someone's mind for them, right?
Exactly.
You know.
Especially not about something that fundamental.
Okay, so then there's Iris. Always the optimist. Always.
And she's all about, like, fighting fire with fire. She thinks you can kind of de-radicalize someone by, like, strategically curating their social media feeds.
Yeah, algorithm warfare, basically.
So basically, you're saying she's trying to hack the Matrix.
Pretty much. It's a bold strategy.
And then there's Lily. Cautious Lily.
Right. She's all about having those tough conversations, taking it slow,
Hoping for the best, but...
but preparing for the worst.
And then you have James. Just straight up breakup.
No time for games.
Nope. I mean, he's not wrong, right? Sometimes you just have to walk away. And that's kind of refreshing, Like, Gen Z is all about keeping it real, even if it hurts.
Absolutely. They value authenticity, even when it comes to heartbreak, which is, I think, a really valuable lesson for everyone, no matter your age. I love that, keeping it real. But it also made me think, like, how much of what we see in a potential partner is, actually them, and how much is just, like, our own baggage getting in the way.
Ah, you're talking about cognitive biases.
Exactly.
Yeah, those sneaky little brain gremlins can really mess with your love life.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't, like, gotten a PhD in brain stuff, what exactly are cognitive biases?
So basically, our brains are kind of lazy.
I feel seen.
They love taking shortcuts. And these shortcuts, they're called heuristics. And they help us make quick judgments, which is great for, like, survival and stuff.
Like deciding if that shadow is a tiger or just a bush?
Exactly. But when it comes to something as complex as dating,
Those shortcuts can lead to some bad decisions.
exactly, you might miss out on some real gems. Or worse, fall for a total dud.
Okay, so how do these brain shortcuts, these heuristics, actually play out in the dating world?
Well, let's talk about confirmation bias.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of this one.
It's a biggie. It's basically our tendency to seek out information that confirms what we already believe, even if that belief is Well, wrong.
Oh, okay, that sounds dangerous.
Right. It's like imagine you're already smitten with someone.
Been there.
You might find yourself like downplaying their flaws or like explaining away their bad behavior.
Oh, 100%. Like they're always late, but you're like, oh, they're just so busy and important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And confirmation bias can be even stronger when we're dealing with like, the whole red-pilled partner situation we talked about earlier.
Right, because if you want to believe, you can change them.
Your brain will latch on to any little thing that supports that idea. Totally. Okay, another sneaky bias, the physical attractiveness stereotype.
Okay, I feel like this one is huge GE in the dating world.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. Basically, we tend to automatically associate attractive people with all sorts of positive qualities.
Like they're smarter, funnier, kinder.
Yep. Even if there's no actual evidence to support it, our brains just love making those connections.
So we're basically programmed to be drawn to good looks.
It's biology. But then our brains take it a step further by assigning all these like amazing personality traits.
Even if they're like the most boring person on the planet.
Exactly. And that, my friend, is how you end up on a terrible date.
So how can we avoid those dating disasters? Is there like a secret decoder ring for figuring out if someone is actually a good match?
Well, it might not be a decoder ring, but learning to read body language can definitely give you some clues.
Oh, you're talking about those like nonverbal cues, right?
Exactly. It's like a whole conversation happening beneath the surface.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, most of us are already pretty good at picking up on these signals, even if we don't realize it.
So like if someone's crossing their arms and not making eye contact, that's probably not a good sign.
Probably not. But let's break it down a little. Let's start with eye contact.
Okay, eyes, windows to the soul and all that.
Right. And it's true, eye contact can be super powerful. Prolonged eye contact can create like a real sense of intimacy and connection.
So if someone's gazing deeply into my eyes, that means they're totally smitten.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
But it could also mean they're trying to remember if they locked the front door. Context is everything. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact doesn't always mean someone's not interested. They could be shy, nervous, or just, really focused on what you're saying.
Okay, so don't overthink it too much.
Exactly. Now, smiles, everyone loves a good smile, but are all smiles created equal?
Good question.
There's a big difference between like a genuine heartfelt smile
Hmm.
and like a polite, I'm just trying to be nice smile.
So how can you tell the difference?
Or a real smile, it usually involves the whole face, like those little crinkle lines around the eyes. Those are a dead giveaway.
So wrinkles are good.
In this case, absolutely. It's like a sign that the smile is coming from a genuine place of joy.
I'll keep that in mind. What about like other mouth movements? Like if someone's like biting their lip a lot?
Lip biting is often a sign of anxiety or nervousness. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, depends on the person and the situation.
True, true.
And then there's pursing of the lips.
Like a little pout?
Kinda.
Yeah.
That can indicate disapproval or disagreement, even if they're not saying anything out loud.
It's like their body's betraying their true feelings.
Exactly. So the takeaway here is paying attention to those nonverbal cues. They can give you valuable insights into what someone is really thinking and feeling.
This has been so helpful. So any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are navigating the dating world?
Be observant, listen to your gut, and don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right.
And remember, dating should be fun.
Absolutely. It's all about connection and hopefully finding someone who makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And if they can make you laugh with their words and their body language,
Yeah.
well, that's a winning combination.
I love it. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. A huge thank you to our amazing expert for sharing their insights. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.